Good morning, traders, and welcome to the Bookmap live trading webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap, and let's jump right in here. First off, can you guys hear me and see my screen? Hold on a minute here. Should be broadcasting. Okay, yeah, we're good. All right. So anyway, so welcome to the webinar. This is the Bookmap follow-up here to our educational course that we have online. This is all for free, and this is something that we offer on our Discord channel or our community. We offer this live analysis as well. You can come to our Discord channel. We have streamers all day long, every day. So really robust plan that we have here with our education. So it's all about order flow and integrating that and understanding how these markets work to give you an edge. All right, so our educational course, we go through that same course content here in the live market here Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, 10 a.m. Live trading with JTrader on Wednesday at 10 a.m. and then live trading with Scott Pulsini, a futures trader, on Thursday at 10 a.m. All right, so anyway, let's jump in here, go through some disclosures, and then look right at the market and dive in. So general disclosure, all Bookmap Limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, so let's take a look here at these markets and see what's happening. All right, so we're going to look at the S&P E-mini and take a look at the current order flow, what's happening right here, right now. All right, well, guys, this is a beautiful breakout. This is what a breakout looks like. And 9:30 cash open. I mean, it doesn't really get much better in terms of a breakout. I mean, maybe a bit better. But I'm going to show you how fractal these markets are and how this happens again and again and again. All right, so this is how you're able to understand this order flow and put this into a cohesive trading plan for yourself. This is something you will have to study, but it's all here, right here in the order flow. All right, we're looking right at it. Here's what's going on. All right, so I'm going to draw it up using the drawing tools here, and we'll use the rectangle tool. This is an area of price consolidation. This is a breakout of that area of price consolidation here at 40.70. Okay, where did the markets go? Well, it went up to high liquidity here at 75, 77, and 80. Okay, it kind of took a breather after that. You can see the pullback. Look where the pullback came to. It came back down into that liquidity area here at 75. Okay, the markets do this again and again. We're not making this stuff up. It's just how these markets work. What is so indicative of a bullish breakout here, and where might it be going? Well, we're looking at 95 and 4100 the figure. Okay, looking for it to trade there right now. All right, so here is why this is such a good or indicative of a breakout. Right, so let's let me clear all the drawings yet again, and then draw it up, the consolidation, okay, from here. All right, well, here's why. All right, so look at all of that volume building here on the buy side. The green dots are market buy orders, and this is what will lift the market outside of that range. Okay, hold on a minute. Okay, all right, so if we take the heat map off here, okay, and let's take the stops and icebergs off here as well. just for now. We'll get into that maybe a bit later. Okay, so just look at the simple chart here. Look at how indicative of that is here of a breakout. Now look, this is another, if you want to look at something that is higher probability of a breakout strategy, this is it. Here's why. Look at the buy volume down here. Look how at just around 9:30 here, just before 9:30, a lot of buyers jump into the market. Okay, look at the big green dots. Now there's also some buyers up here, but there's back and forth in here, sellers, buyers, sellers, whatever. That's typical of consolidation. Up here though, there's more and more buyers. There's not many sellers. Look at the big green dot here. At this point here, I'd be looking for it to break out in any of these areas in here, especially here, the third one. This looks great for a breakout. It didn't do it. It rotated a couple times here. And then finally, we see the buying here. It didn't even do it here, but it did here. A little bit of a pullback, and then it really picked up here. All right. Now look at the pullback too. It came back and kind of retested where that big buying took place right here, and bounced off of it and continued on. So when you look for a breakout trade, this is what you're looking for. This kind of volume to pull it away from this area here. Okay, now if you're a volume profile trader, this is a range of value. Look at your profile down here. Okay, a lot of volume, right? So to pull away from that area, this is what you're looking for. Pretty deep pullback, not 100% retracement down to 70. It comes back up and it breaks out again. All right, so this is now starting to trend away from this area. It is seeking, the market is seeking where is value, what is considered value, where is price going to slow down, where are you going to find sellers? Well, we can look at the heat map to help us here. We're going to find sellers here at 95 and 100. Okay, so very simply, this is how the heat map can help you, and you can target these areas. All right, so nothing has changed in our analysis since we started this webinar. We're looking for the test up into 95 and 100. All right, let me know if you have any questions in here. Happy to get to them in Discord or in YouTube. All right, so anyway, here comes our move, right? And still looking for higher. Okay, 100, look at, they're adding more liquidity up there. See how it went from orange to red. Okay, again, very indicative of large sell orders at a high area here. They're adding to it around the figure. Okay, they're even adding it here a little bit more at 95. So the buyers have their work cut out for them. They have to trade into and through this 95 area, obviously, to get up to 100. All right, but we'll just zoom in here and check it out. Okay, so are we finding the buyers here? Not now, not at the moment. Okay, so we're likely going to get some sellers. They'll probably take it maybe back down here, 90-ish or so. All right, so we'll see. Let's take a look at maybe some look at kind of value areas in terms of a trend. Okay, so I'd be looking for these buyers to probably scoop it up right around 90. We just talked about 90. All right, so let's see. Okay, now what am I looking for in a very small time frame here? I'm looking for a lack of sellers here and buyers here around 91 or 90 and 3/4. Don't see it yet. All right, so that scenario is not unfolding. We might get back up here though. Let's see. Okay, if we don't, well, then we're already at the bottom of this range. We'd be looking for the next one or structural area probably around here or here. Okay, 86 or around 87. You can see some liquidity at both those areas here right now. All right. So yeah, they're taking it down into 87 already. Okay. Now see how we had to zoom in and kind of understand what's going on up at this area. Understand that We found some buyers up here. That was it though. And we zoomed in here, and we're looking for, well maybe off of this trend line, we're looking for it right in here. Okay, and this trend line is actually pretty good. There's another little kind of consolidation here, right? It's kind of bouncing off of that. We want to see if it's going to if we're going to get buyers in there to take it higher. Okay, so at that point we'd be looking for something like hold on a minute, something like this, like a lack of sellers, our green dots in here, and for the move back up into this liquidity up here. Okay, that was the scenario. We didn't see it. Do we see buyers here? No. Okay, they didn't come in. We started to see some sellers down here. Okay, before the move into 87, we already talked about it. That into probably 87 or down here, also 86 is possible. Okay, so let's take a look here. Okay, just by looking at the structure in here. I got a low volume node in here. Just again, a low volume node doesn't, to understand what this means in here is really the key to finding something higher probability. Okay, it means that nothing traded in here, or very little traded in here. See how it broke out on strong volume. Okay, so this area here hasn't really auctioned much. So maybe a price accepts above. Okay, here it goes. It's going to test it. All right, let's see. Does it accept? Do we find auction here, or is it rejecting and coming right back up? All right, well, let's take a look at this here. All right, because we might, let's take a look at this. We might get buyers back up here, and we are. Okay, buyers, you got it here. Let's see at 89.5. Do we see some? No, we don't. We might get a retest back up here, though. We'll see. In fact, it's more sellers coming in. This is how we're reading and starting to understand this rejection here, or this low volume area in here. All right, so we're looking for a couple different scenarios. Up here at 89, we're looking for our green dots. Okay, we're looking for the order book to support that as well, or we're looking for sellers here around 87, and then for them to take it down to 80, well, through 86, I think, into 84 and 83 here. Any questions, guys? I mean, we're just kind of going through this the here and now and understanding order flow just on what we're looking at in kind of shorter term. Okay, and then putting it together. Now, let's take a bigger step back, and I also want to show you two things I'm really excited about in here, and that I thought about what to show today, and that's the Trader Map Pro combined with the Market Pulse product that we have. Okay, these are both new, so we're going to get some additional insight in here from them. They're great new tools. All right, so anyway, let's see if we get our buyers up here. Look at the book at 88. Okay, so there's some buyers coming in. Now we're looking for our green dots. And nothing. All right, well, anyway, let's take a look here. I wanted to go over our higher time frames as well, since it's Friday and we have the entire week worth of data here. So we've seen a lot of strong buying come in here. This is the daily here on the left, the hourly in the middle, and then the 15-minute here on the right. The daily chart, this has been you can see all this back and forth in here on the daily, back in December and early January. Then it broke out. Guys, look at the breakout here. This is why, I keep saying we're not making this stuff up. You just can't make it up. Oh boy. Let's try that again. Okay. Consolidation. Breakout, retest to that area where it broke out from right here. Okay, retest back up here, and it broke out. We are breaking out here on the daily as well. So the momentum here is the upside. Right now, look where it's testing on the daily though, up into here. Big wick up here where it retested here on the daily. All right, so I'm looking, on the daily chart, this hourly chart, and the 15-minute chart, all of them, all three of them are aligned for looking for more momentum here on the buy side to the upside and test into this 4100 or maybe a little bit above it. Okay, and that's it for right now. Just looking for that by looking at these three charts here. Let's take a deeper look into the 15-minute though. All right, so strong move here on the 15-minute. We might get a bounce off of just around here if we get a pullback here and some sellers come in. So around 76 or 77. All right, let's take a look in Bookmap and just match that up with order flow here. We set it right around 77 here. Well, I don't really see much there. They're up here at 80 though. All right, I see some buyers here at 80. All right, so that's where they're willing to support it. Now, again, we just marked up the charts in very specific ways with breakouts, consolidation. Well, here it is again at 10 a.m. You can see this is where it broke out from, and that's why we see some support here in liquidity at 80. Okay, so anyway, that's again, market structure is what we're talking about, and then we're talking about the order flow within that structure. Talking about the volume that's taking place inside that structure, and we're talking about the liquidity heat map where they're bidding and offering within that structure. All right, this is again like as I mentioned before, kind of like a foundation here for understanding order flow, and this works on all time frames, right? And this opens the door for you to look at whatever it is that you're trading. If you're looking at longer, higher time frame trends, if you're day trading and looking for breakouts of a range, and will it accept or reject? Maybe you're looking at the first hour of transactions, and then looking for if the market's going to trend away from it or test the outside ranges and then trade back into the value area. Okay, more like a mean reversion trade. So these are some of the things to you'll look at the order flow to give you some insight here. All right, so now what I want to do is we already looked at the higher time frame. We might get a bounce off of here, maybe 82. I like 80 a little bit better. Maybe kind of comes down in here, and then maybe we can get a bounce there. So here come the sellers, looking for them to drop it down into 80. Okay, I mean, obviously we're not much of a move here, but it's pretty simple to see that move unfold. I hope you guys can understand that. Like, look at the selling here, and then here again a pullback, and there's more selling here again at 84. Great, we're looking for 80. We're already there. I would have taken some off here at 80. Okay, now we might get our bounce in here. All right, let's go over that scenario, what it's going to look like in the order flow. All right, so in fact, let's edit this, put it up here. Maybe we'll get a pullback here back to 84 by buyers. That would be the first step. Okay, buyers to take it back here to 84 where it just dropped from. And then maybe they'll take it back up into here, and then we're looking for our buyers again, our big green dots. That would be a false breakdown here. and then we'd look for the buyers to come in on the other side above all of this volume here. All right. So I don't see that unfolding yet, not even anything close. So I'm actually looking for more sellers here and another move lower. Okay, so looking for our sellers. Let's see if we get them here. And if we do, where's the next level we're looking for? Our 77, actually, remember we were looking at 77 earlier? That looks pretty good now, right in here. Okay, so I'm back and forth, breakout. So right here. 70, let's call it 77. That's fine. Okay, lack of selling here, actually. Didn't get them. All right, so let's see. We looked at our higher time frame. We talked about a lot of different things already. And let me see if there's any questions. Oh, thanks, Jay. I appreciate it. Over in our YouTube channel. And yeah, here we go with more sellers down below. Guys, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. This is not shaping up really well for a trending move. It may do it, but there's some buyers up here. There's not a whole lot of sellers here, and the buyers are coming right back in. So, you know, we're not getting exactly what we're looking for a higher probability move. So we have misalignment here in the order flow. So what do? We do nothing. We wait until we have more insight. Like this move down to 84 was you know, very straightforward. There's more sellers at lower lows. There's less buyers at these lower highs. We're looking for the sellers to try to drive it back down into our 80 level. Just that was the move. All right, that was the kind of higher probability or understanding that we're going to get that move. Right now, we don't have any kind of understanding. It's all over the place. We did get a retest back here to 80. I'm sorry, 83. I was hoping maybe 84 where it dropped from, but this makes sense here too. Okay, now we're just not getting buyers back up above it yet. We need to see that in order for this to break the downtrend. All right, I hope this is making sense. Do you guys have any questions on this? When you start to put these pieces together, it's going to be magical. I mean, you'll be able to read these markets so clearly and succinctly. Yeah, let's take a look here. Some selling starting to pick up. All right, let's see it. Yep, looking for them to drop it. Yep, I think we got it here. Let's see. And we'd be looking for, well, we set our 77 level, but we might come back and revisit here, the lows here at this point, maybe 72, or the lows at least in this move here, right? And now this is where our bigger breakout took place here as well. So let's mark that up. Yeah, here at 70. Okay, see the insight here. Now it's not as insightful as earlier, but because of some of the buying up in these areas here. But look at the cluster of selling. All right, so now they weren't able to really drive it away yet, but we're looking for it. So we're looking for lack of buying, which we're not getting here. We're not getting lack of buying here. See, actually you're picking it up. Okay, buyers are going to take it to 83 here. We might get our breakout now to the upside. Okay, see how we could read that here? We got some kind of clarity. I don't think it's high probability, but we got some clarity in here for this move back up to about 83. Okay, this is all in real time, but you'll see this on much higher time frames as well. We'll zoom out and we'll take a look. Right, but here's what we're looking for. Okay, so we knew that it was back and forth in here and we didn't have clarity. Started to have a little bit more clarity down here, but then we got buyers here. Well, that's not right. That's not what we're looking for. And we got buyers here again. Oh, okay. Likely they're going to take it to the other side of the range. All right. So and they kind of did. They didn't quite get to 83, but we still might though. All right. So yeah, here we go. Now let's see them really pick it up. Now, if we do get them up here at 83, I think we'll get a breakout of 83, probably up to this liquidity here at 86. Okay, so let's see if we get our big green dots up here. Yeah, let's see here. I'm looking for more on the bid here, higher liquidity up on the bid here. That would be helpful. And I want to see these guys pull liquidity up here on the offer. And then we can move up into 86. And we're not getting that. We're not getting that scenario. It's not unfolding. So it's not ready for it. All right. Is there trout fly? Is there a way to tell if liquidity level is a spoof or not? We don't really quite know how to say, like, yeah, I mean, we can call it a spoof, but a spoof, let's just define what a spoof is. Okay, so a spoof is high liquidity that has no intent to trade at all. Okay, they're just trying to show, like in here, for example, this is kind of like a spoof. All right, see this chunk of liquidity? It's layered. This is called layering, in fact. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels of liquidity in here. And as price came up toward them, only a little bit traded in here. And actually, that's an iceberg order that traded here. Right? So did these guys have the intent to trade? The answer is no. So this is like a spoof. All right. Now, it's a little bit, I mean, yeah, I hate to call it a spoof. Just I want a very clear definition on it. And this is spoofing like behavior is what I should say. You know, even down here, did these guys have the intent to trade? No, they didn't. Okay, so they pulled as well. These guys traded right here. Right, look at this. This is where it becomes really interesting. Is this a spoof here? Absolutely not. Okay, it looks like it, right? Kind of looks like it. High liquidity, 269 contracts, very close here, trying to skew the offer here to get sellers to come in and push the market away into these lower levels here. But look what happened. It's not a spoof whatsoever. They traded. Here's your transaction right into it. 257 contracts trade right into it here. All right. So I don't know if I'm giving you a clear answer on the spoof, but like if you see the reaction to high liquidity that's very aggressive, that just pops into the order book, and then they pull, well, then they didn't have the intent to trade, and then that's where you can see this or be more definitive about it being a spoof. All right. There's times where, like, you know, I mean, you see this spoofing like behavior all day long, basically. But where you can get some really good insight is when they actually transact and trade in these areas here. All right. So that gives us a lot of insight. In fact, we talk about this many times. This in here, look where it traded. Okay, look at the drop, right? Look out how this became an inflection point here, or a pivot point, where if we get buyers back up above it, they should be able to reach back up here to 83, right? Because this is like a trap here. It is a stop run as well. Okay, so we see the stop run here. We're looking for buyers here to take it to the other side of the range. So did they? Absolutely. All right. So see how we can start to understand these areas in here, and really we're talking about like microstructural areas in here, starting to understand the order flow, and we're understanding really the players in here, their activities. Yeah, you're welcome, Troutfly. We'll continue on with the spoof. You know, it's really about not trying to like skew the order book to their advantage, to the trader's advantage, without taking risk. That's really what a spoof is. Guys, see how we traded, we're looking for our move to 86. We talked about this. Okay, this is playing out really nicely. Still looking for it to trade. Look at all this up here. Actually, this is really interesting stuff up here. This is actually an interesting day so far, at least in the smaller time frame order flow. There's a big iceberg up here. Look at this. Okay, so 20, or I don't know, 2,000 have traded here on icebergs into this area right here. Look at all this buying here. Look at your it's crazy, right? Look at this. 45.89, 4,589 contracts traded up here at 85, and price yet was still not able to go higher. It's because this iceberg here is absorbing all of that. Let's turn on icebergs. Okay. Guys, I'm sorry, I get going here, and there's just so many interesting, fascinating things that are unfolding. I haven't gotten to the overall thing I wanted to show, which was the Trader Map Pro combined with the Market Pulse. Let's take a look here at these icebergs, because it's right here, and this is just beautiful. Look at this. Talk about a weak top. It doesn't get much weaker than that. Look at that. It's nothing but buying here at 85, and yet it can't break higher. All right. If we get sellers down on the other side here, look out. They're going to drive it probably, and I haven't looked at it yet, but I would imagine they drive it right back down here to 80 and a half. Okay, because there's an iceberg here absorbing all of that buying, and we're not getting any more. Completely absorbed it. Completely absorbed all the buying pressure here. 4,589 contracts, and buyers can't get higher. They can't take it higher. When we see sellers on the other side of this range, they'll drive it back down into the mean, or drive it back down and retest some of these areas here. So did we get our test into 80 and a half? Well, we got that and then some. Okay, in fact, 80 and a half has already come back and retested it right here. All right, so anyway, some really interesting stuff in the order flow, and that iceberg is still here. Okay, it's out of, well, at least one of them, and I do see that it's just one right now, has traded 2,169 contracts up here, and it's still here. All right. So now, how do you use this to make better trades? Okay, well, like we were saying, we were looking for, we went through the whole analysis in here. We were looking for the move down into 80. We got that. And then back and forth in here, and we're like, yeah, I don't know. Like, we don't really like it. We're not getting much insight. Here, we start to look for some insight here, but then they pulled it away right here at 80. Right? Remember when we zoomed in here and we saw this dot? This is not what we're looking for. And then we got more. We got more, like a kind of a retest to that area here. Okay, we're looking for 83. Okay, and that did transact. It took a rotation, but it did transact. And then we're looking at it. We had our trend line in here. And then we're looking for, okay, well, yeah, maybe they can get back up into 86. Okay, because they're going to pull away from this area in here. We got up to 85, and it was totally absorbed by an iceberg. We look for the sellers on the other side of the range here, and they will drive it back down and retest 80 and a half. In this case, they went all the way back down and made it back down into 77, our 77 level that we kind of looked at earlier. All right, so now we're back to the back and forth in here. All right, so a lot of great stuff going on in here. And look at the stop run here as well on the way down. 282, 125. There's probably more than that. I've got a filter on it right now. All right, so anyway, really good interesting order flow, and we got some really nice tools to give deeper insight to the transactions, or price action in this area here. All right, look at these buyers coming back in. Let's see if they can do it here. Yeah, I'm looking for them to test up into the 85 here in this iceberg. Here's why. I mean, like we're getting buying pressure without any skew in the order book here. Like sellers could take it down to 80 and to 80 really quickly here, but we're still seeing buyers up here, and without support. Well, then I want to see them try to reach into this and test this iceberg here. Okay, if we do get more support, like right there, look at this. We should get buyers off of that, and we're not. We should get buyers though, like, because it's pretty strong up in here. No, we didn't. Okay, so you know, there's some. What does that tell us? Well, it tells us that this liquidity came in. Actually, sellers were interested in it. All right, so we're kind of back to like, well, now we're not really too sure what's going on here. Because we were coming up higher and we found buyers here without much in the order book, I'm looking for them to take it higher, and then we got what we wanted. We got it. We got our high liquidity at a higher level here, but the reaction was weird. That's not what we were looking for. We're looking for this to repel the sellers and find more buyers and trade higher into that iceberg, and we didn't get that. Okay, so we're back to like, well, now we don't really quite have that, you know, crystal clarity here, what's going on. All right, guys, it's a lot of stuff. I know, and trying to put this, there's a lot of ideas in here. Just take maybe one or two of them into your trading plan. You know, just a couple of them, and I think you'll get higher probability outcomes based off of some of these ideas in here. All right, so let me go. I'll get started here, and we'll look at the heat map. Let's see, where is it? Trader Map Pro. I want to move that over here. Because this is great stuff in here. All right, so here I've got Trader Map Pro and two different versions of it. See, it says ES H3, our ES March 2023 contract with Rhythmic. Well, this is a kind of a derivative of it, and it says TM here instead of Rhythmic. It's Trader Map Pro. All right, so it's MBO data from Rhythmic and the CME, so we're able to filter the order book to show higher liquidity. Like these orders here is a filter of 10. So if we zoom in and look at it here, see how it has to be 10 minimum or greater on the bid or the offer for it to display. That's why you see the spread is much bigger here in this chart. Okay, it's always like a couple of ticks or so. It's because I filtered the order book. I filtered completely the order book here for 10 or greater. Now, in the S&P, 10 or greater is not that meaningful, but it does show a different heat map. Here's one for the same Trader Map Pro. Okay, let me show best bid and offer. Oh yeah, I'm showing it. Okay, it's for 100 though. All right, so show me and filter this heat map and show me where there is 100 on the offer and 100 on the bid. Well, here they are. Here's 100 way down here at 39.25, and then let's zoom in here, and the next one is up here at 95. Okay, and then 4100, and then this kind of 02 or 03 area up here. You can see 100 lot. How does that help us? These are larger players. Clearly, they have to be. Unless someone in here, it's just, it doesn't matter if someone's in here and they have 250 lots up here or not. It's a larger player. You would be a larger player All right, so now we know where they are. This is where they're willing to deal on the offer. Okay, so now do we find aggressive buyers willing to trade up into these areas? Not now, but 95 is a good area. Remember how we looked at 95 earlier here? Okay, on the regular chart, we already saw that liquidity up here. Yeah, also up here. All right, so anyway, that's the way. Good morning, Tony. Nice to see you in here. So that's the higher time frame liquidity we're looking for it to transact. All right, so let's see if it acts like a magnet here. We'd be looking for that move. If we get our buyers in here, then this is where they want to go, is higher liquidity, and we have that iceberg up here as well. All right, so now let's just use the one for 10 right now, and then I'm going to open up the market pulse. All right, now what we're going to do in the market pulse here is something we alluded to last week, and that is to use this for correlated markets. Okay, this is a great tool here. I've got the NQ up here, and let's we can use it for both. We can use it for the NQ. So I'm going to start it here. It's loading it. Okay, I'm also going to start it for the ES, and I'm going to create another one here. I'm going to create another one for the Russell. In fact, I'm going to stop the one for the ES. I don't want to look at it. I want to look at the Russell and volume pressure. You guys only have access, right? We have a lot of other algos we're going to release here pretty soon, but we're going to look at volume pressure here for the Russell. All right, and we can close this now. All right, well, we're not getting any insight right now. Very low volumes here at this period. But let's see if what we're looking for in general is we're looking for this ES here. We're looking for volume pressures in it to trade to the next high liquidity level here using TraderMap Pro. And that would be on the offer. It's up here at 95, as we mentioned, and then 4100 the figure, and then 03. Now you can see they're kind of down here around the 61 or 60 area down here. But now what we're going to do is look for buyers or sellers to come in, and it's sellers. All right, so hold on a minute here. Sorry, guys. Okay, let's turn these volumes down a little bit. Oh, that's the ES. Okay, so now we're adding a confluence in here. And we're looking for high volume in all markets here, our stock indexes. We don't have the YM up. But this is how we can start to look for a higher probability trade. Okay, well, we got the NQ and the Russell hitting the bid hard, as well as the ES. We have all of them aligned. We're looking for them to take it down to 60, 57. Okay, they're all aligned here. This is a higher probability trade. Because or move, I should say. This is not a trade recommendation room. All right, we're looking for additional insight in the order flow. Okay, Russell's selling off again. Okay, now they're starting to buy a little bit on the Russell. So we're going to get a little back and forth now. But do you see how that reading this in here on the move down was really pretty straightforward? Okay, we're looking for a level. It actually traded to our 70 level here. and we had two other highly correlated markets selling off a little bit before the ES sold off. Okay, now we're using this Trader Map Pro, or this filtered heat map here, to give us additional insight to where it might go. Okay, I'm still really liking this 60 area or 61 area down here. Okay, and we do see some coming in right around this, right at the low here now at 68. Okay, now let's see, do we hear these correlated markets down here at 68? Let's look for it. If we don't, and we come back up here at 72 and we hear these correlated markets on the buy side, we're looking for a move back up here to 77 in the ES, or 77.5. Right? Is this making sense? You guys have any questions? No? Okay. All right, so here we are. Now, this is where we can really sink our teeth into this here. This is not a signal right now for a drop lower. The liquidity looks good here, Trader Map Pro, but we do not have correlation here. Okay, so if we're not getting all the sync here on all markets, it's not as easy as a trade or as a read here. All right, so let's see if these guys pick it up here on the NQ and the Russell, and we're not hearing it. Look at it right now. So are we looking for leg one consolidation and leg two in the ES? Well, not right now. Certainly not right now. All right, see how this filtered out, this correlation here filtered this out for us? Guys, correlated markets are one of the best, I think, kind of additions you can add in here, because it's relative value. Now look at this. We have high liquidity here on the offer. It's starting to drive price away, but do we have our correlated markets here? Not yet. Not yet. So stay away. We start to hear this pick up, we have something better though. It's getting there. NQ's getting there. Russell's not even close. Nothing's happening in the Russell. So we're getting something on the NQ. All right, so do we have something really high probability here, or higher probability? It's better, but it'd be great if the Russell was also in line. Okay, so yeah, I'd be looking for it to come back down, lower here, maybe 65, 63. Because we have the Russell, the NASDAQ selling off, as well as the ES here. All right, so we have some alignment, but we're not looking for the greatest move yet. Now let's see, we're coming back down again. Now we're see the buyers come in here. See how that kind of filtered this trade for us a bit. It's like, yeah, it's not bad, maybe, looking for our 65 in here. But now we're seeing, some interest here on the buy side in the NASDAQ. Okay, we don't see a whole lot of buy side here in the ES at the moment, right? But we certainly do in the NASDAQ. Look at that. Okay, do we see that in the price action here in the ES? Not really. We see some. Let's just jump over to the NASDAQ and take a quick look. See the cluster in here on the NASDAQ? It looks better, right? Okay, so NASDAQ should be able to come back up here to 135, maybe 145 here. Okay, now what would help this NASDAQ move? Well, we don't have our ES up here. Let's actually add our ES, which is fine. We'll play it. Yeah, we'll put it in here. All right, let's put the ES up above, then NASDAQ, and then Russell. All right, so now we got them all. Okay, NASDAQ selling off. ES. All right, not bad. Let's see, ES should be able to drop now to our 65 level. Here, Russell's starting to come in a little bit. Yep. All right, this is looking better. Looking for the drop here, 65. And let's see if we can get back down into 60 here. Okay, looking at, let's jump back to our Trader Map Pro. 65, 63, 61, 60. Yeah, these levels of liquidity here on the bid. So you're not prickly. You're not looking for a break of 67.50. Well, I don't know. Let's see. This isn't looking. I would agree with you right here, right now. Look at sellers here. Lack of sellers on the retest here. All we need is some buyers up here. We get a nice move. Now let's see though. Do we get more sellers here? Yeah. Do we get all the markets here correlated? No, not yet. So you might. I can see what you're looking at, or understand that we might get a bounce here. However, we come back down and we see red dots here on the ES and these correlated markets hitting the bid hard. I think we're going to get a nice move to the downside. Okay. And I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm just going off of objective indicators here, objective insight from other markets, and what the ES is doing as well. Okay, and where the high liquidity is by the larger players in this S&P. So here we go. Now NQ selling off. They're all selling off. So we're looking for the move lower here. Okay, should be a nice stop run as well to the downside. Okay, our target is our 60 area. Arthur, what was generating the sound here is the Market Pulse tool. This is a new tool we have. Let me show you where you can find more info about it. Okay, if you go to bookmap.com and then go to the knowledge base here, click on the more button, go to the knowledge base, and then go to the add-on section here, and then you can look it up here, Market Pulse. I'll put the link into the chat for you. There's a little video as well as a pretty deep explanation of what this is. Market Pulse volume pressure. All right, there you go. Okay, look at the bid. There's more support down here on the bid, and actually they're bidding up a little bit here too. At 64. Now this is where prickly might be right. Okay, I mean we were looking for this move lower into 60, and it's still in the works here. So let's suppose we see massive buying up here. Well, this is the 67 level prickly was talking about. Okay, now we're getting the ES, we're getting a little bit on the NASDAQ, but nothing on the Russell here. So not likely until we get more buying in here. Okay, so I don't know. Like again, prickly. I'm not trying to argue with you. I don't care. I'm not trying to make a call. It's egoless in here. It's pointless. We're looking for something that where the players tell us what's going on in here. So your 6750 level, great. You got a level. It's high. It's what you do and what you trade. Now look for some of these other confluences to support that idea. All right. So it might work out really well for you right here, right now. Look at this on the bid. Look at this here. Very strong liquidity here on the bid. Do we get buyers though? Starting to in the ES, but now that liquidity pulled. And do we get sellers? Yeah, we got some sellers here. Now, this is looking good for the drop back down to 64 and then 60. Let's see, though. I want to see the NASDAQ and the Russell to coincide with that. Right? And then we should get a purer insight and move to the downside. So see, look at the Russell starting to buy. All right, let's see here. Is this a paid for indicator? No, I think it's free right now. All right, here they go. Look at the selling. ES, NQ, looking at all of them sell off here. This is a really interesting move. It's all heavily selling off, but it's not really dropping. That's probably, let's just jump back to this one. This should be a huge iceberg. And it's not, interestingly enough. That should be a big iceberg in there. Anyway, we're looking at the Trader Map Pro here with 10 or more contracts, and they're up here at 72. Or they're down here at our 64 and then kind of 60-ish level. Yeah, here you go. Here's the information on the market pulse from January 5th to January 31st. It's free. Okay, at the end of the period, it'll be available for 17 bucks. Right, so starting February 1st, it'll be 17 bucks. That's a pretty good price, though. I mean, you know, to understand, to get these kind of higher probability or understanding of what might unfold here with correlated markets, it's fantastic. No questions over in Discord. Okay. All right, guys. Well, let's jump back to our higher time frame as well and take a look at this. Okay, this has been a really interesting move. This is what we were kind of looking for and we outlined earlier that if we're looking, everything was strong here on the buy side on the daily, hourly, 15-minute. And I don't know about you guys, but usually when I see something like that, it typically means it's getting ready for a pullback. It just always seems to be the case that we get some exhaustion. It makes sense. It doesn't seem like it makes sense, but it kind of does. It's just the markets cannot continue to buy and buy and buy. So we got a pullback. Now the pullback, look at the 15-minute chart. We talked about this. This is where we'd be looking for that pullback to come, is about this somewhere around in here, maybe 56, maybe this swing here is 67, and then the move higher. This is what Prickly is looking at. All right, this 67 and this bounce. I like it. I like the idea a lot. I just don't see anything in the order flow supporting it yet. Not yet. Right, I'm still, there still seems to be some selling pressure in here, and maybe this 60 area looks pretty good to retest down here on the 15-minute chart, right in this little area right in here. If we look at 1 day, you'll see it better, right? So somewhere down in here, and we haven't gotten it yet, but I like it. I like the idea. Yeah, it's a strong fight. Definitely some back and forth in there. Yeah, these are separate widgets. This market pulse, and if you can right click on them and go to the settings here, and you'll see a lot more you can play around with in here. It's all within that link that I sent in the chat there for you, Arthur. Okay, in YouTube. Yeah, I'll put it here into the Discord as well. Sorry, guys. Here you go. Yeah. That should do the trick. Ooh, no, that's not going to do the trick. Yikes. Sorry, this didn't work. I'm going to put the link back in here into YouTube. Sorry about that. There we go. That should work. All right. And let me edit this in Discord. Okay, there you go. All right, NASDAQ starting to buy. Now, NASDAQ, a lot of times it leads. Okay. All right, S&P starting to pick up. Okay, let's see it. Let's see them move it up to 72. I like it. This looks good. I'm looking for these buyers to try to take it up to 72. At least we got the NASDAQ. We don't have the Russell here yet. Okay. So we don't have a pure move here, but we do have two markets correlated, and we see the volume looks pretty good. So 72, maybe we can continue on up into 80 here. Now, the Russell is now taking apart. All right. See how we can read that? So it's already moved to 72. Okay, from about this 69 to 72. Okay, and that was all we were looking for to begin with. This liquidity here in the Trader Map Pro. Okay, so again, just to kind of summarize here, what we're looking at here in Trader Map Pro is 10 contracts or greater in the ES, and so we know where the high liquidity is by larger players. All right, so at least 10 or greater. So 72, now there's some up here at 75 or so, and then up here at 80. Now we're looking and using what we go through in order flow, price structure and volume, and liquidity here, but together with correlated markets. Are the other markets also, do we see volume pressure also in the NQ and the Russell? Look at this right now. This looks beautiful for a breakout, but I'm not hearing any volume. It's crickets right now. All right, so we might just get a move quickly right back down to 68 here. Okay, maybe 64. We see some exhaustion also here in the ES. See how we read that? And see how that kept us away from buying a breakout here? Okay, now look at the ES sell off. Okay, but just the ES. I'm not seeing the NASDAQ sell off or hearing it sell off. Okay, now they are. Okay, yeah, let's see them take it down to here, 65, 66. Now again, like we're reading these smaller time frame moves in here, and basically kind of looking for these like scalps in here, right? I just want to reiterate again and again, like this, we want to go through as many instances as we can on this, so that when you zoom out and you look at your higher time frame, you can put the pieces together. It's the same thing. It's the same thing you'd look for, just on a higher time frame. That's all. Okay, so look how we avoided that, right? We're looking for 80 earlier. First, we're looking for 72, then 80. We didn't get anything up here to give us any insight. And then we started to see other markets come in as well, and the ES sell off here. Great. We look for a move back down into this kind of 65 area, and that has basically unfolded already. Okay. And they're still doing it. All right, I'm still looking for 64. Okay, and only the NASDAQ is hitting right now. No, they're all hitting now. Okay, so there we go. Guys, I mean, this is giving us some really nice insights. I think what I really kind of enjoy about this here is the flow. And I'm not trying to talk about order flow here, but you guys have one thing I think the markets can be so difficult with is just flow. And what I mean by that is your workflow. It gets so disrupted with in the markets because it's all event driven, and you know you have to wait and wait and wait, and that's so difficult, and it's so unnatural for us as humans. So algos, no problem, they can wait forever. But we want to, we want to work. We want to continue to move forward, progress, and this is starting to offer it. I feel, at least, we're looking for a correlation. We're looking for the volume and the liquidity in these certain areas in here, and we're looking for that to all gel. And when it does, we got something, and we look to go with it. Let's see, Rob, I didn't think the use of multiple indexes with market pulse like that. Oh, yeah, this is a super simple one. Rob, yeah, I mean, this is not the greatest. I mean, these are so correlated, these markets, that it's kind of a no-brainer. It's when we get into like some of maybe the interest rate products, or maybe the dollar index, or maybe you're looking at some bellwether stocks. These are other great correlations to look for. Play around with it. I mean, do some research on correlated markets, and see what's correlating now to get that insight. I think it'll be really helpful. I mean, the old correlations are pretty typical. Like if the stock markets are doing well, bonds are selling off. The dollar is likely going down. Very, very simple correlations. Yeah, I agree, Ramon. The US Euro USD is a pretty good correlation. Okay, opposite correlation. Yeah. Yeah, we can look at SPY as well. Market Pulse will work on any markets because it's by the aggressor. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I don't have the SPY up right now, but we could do that as well. Let me see. Can I add it in here without having it? I don't think so. No. Yeah, you got to add it in here. play around with it, Rob. See if that SPY helps you. Yeah, we can add. I have the 6E right here, so we can add that one, Ramon. So you see, I just added it, and the new one comes out up here on top. Let's go with 6E. There it is, and we're going to look at the volume pressure, and let's bring down the volume. Okay, and then all you do is hit play, and that'll show up here. We'll put it at the bottom. Yeah, this is one of my favorites, Ramon. Is the looking at the dollar, especially in these last few months, especially. You see that dollar strength, and those stock markets are going to be going down. Yep, European close is coming up. Okay, Nasdaq's starting to sell off. I have my Nasdaq. Let me go to the settings here on the Nasdaq. Threshold is a little bit lower here. Let's bump it up to 70. Right. So yeah, Nasdaq's starting to sell off. All right, let's see the others start to join. You can see now which one's leading. It's pretty interesting to see that this is leading here, right? Okay, now do we get follow through? Not yet. So Nasdaq's leading, but no one else is following. In this case. On the other cases, they followed. Rob, let's see, can Market Pulse do something like a pending VPOC? See, look at Nasdaq going crazy there, right? And now it's the opposite. So Nasdaq's pretty volatile. It was buyers, sellers, so it was a little battle flared up there in the Nasdaq. Okay, but the other markets kind of stayed calm. Okay, now S&P selling off. There. Now the Nasdaq's buying though, so is the Russell. So what do? We're not getting any insight here. So do nothing. Look at, even now we're getting to this turned into a video game. The 6E, they're buying the 6E. Okay, if they're buying the 6E, then this is getting interesting. Let's see if we can get back up to 70 here. This might be where we get our reversal that Prickly was looking for earlier, right? With this 6E now, we have additional insight in here. All right, so let's see if we get it here. I'm looking for buyers in here on all of them. All right, now this cluster of buying in this S&P with the Trader Map Pro looks pretty good. First target then is 72. Looking for our buyers, and I'm just looking to jump in then. And then take some off at 72 and then look for 80. There we go. Beautiful, guys. Hold on, this is a little much. Jeez. All right, guys. Anyway, see how we read that? See how we read that strength before this move took place? Okay, already took some off. The stop at break even, looking for 80. Now, we also have something nice here that Prickly was looking at earlier, and that is our higher time frame in here. Right? He was looking for a bounce around this 67 level right here. Right, so we can see wicks here, and now this is what we're looking for here, is that reversal taking place. All right, so 76 looks like a good area for a test here, but we know there's liquidity up here at 80, right? See how we not only read it in the order flow in the ES, we heard it in 3 other markets. Yeah, this is really nice, Ramon. I'm amazed by it. I think it's so cool. And now we can look for, like a flag pattern here. This is really starting to look good for impulse move, pullback, impulse move, 77, 80, something like that. Okay, and look at this. Now this move is unfolding in the ES, but we're not getting much from anything here, right? So how much do you trust that move? I would still stay in this, but like maybe the other markets start to pick up now, right? But it makes you, does that make you feel good? It kind of like, yeah, I don't know about that. Like, maybe what about maybe take some other profit up here, maybe 77. Maybe it's not going to get to 80. Maybe here, this little volume cluster here, maybe 76, right? Maybe that's all you get out of the move. Anyway, guys, correlated markets, this is a killer here with this market pulse. Guys, no comments over in Discord? Come on. Got to be something. Let's see. Arthur, can you set up 2 different charts using different templates for each one? Yeah, we've actually done that. You mean for which one? For Market Pulse? Oh yeah, Market Pulse, sure. Okay, guys. So now look at this. Now the Nasdaq's starting to pick up. Great. Everything looks good here. At least we got one market. Now, do the others follow? Russell's not even close. But we're still in this, right? ES is starting to pick up now. What about the Russell? Nothing yet. But in this case, all you're doing is riding it. You're just looking for the trend continuation here, up into 80. The video quality is better over here in YouTube. Really, that's wow, that's shocking. Than Discord. Okay, I'll take your word for it. R. Walsh, good reads. Well, yeah, good listening, more like it. I think here. Really fascinating to hear how these markets actually trade. It really is. A lot of times, right now you can kind of hear consistent, what was a little consistent there in the Nasdaq buying. Other times you hear it go, and then a pullback, and then, I mean, very, very quickly, right? And you get insight to that. It's like, wow, that was likely a stop run that I just heard, or, someone just swept the order book. You'll be able to hear it now. It's really interesting. Dollar index, you can get it, Truman. That is on the ICE exchange, though. So you'll have to subscribe to the ICE just to get that, which is kind of expensive. So look into it. I think I've got the information here. You can get it from DX feed. So, look at dollar index. That's that. It's starting to sell off a little bit. Okay, we're getting sellers in, or I'm sorry, not dollar index, euro dollar. I'm still looking for 80 here. Looking for that push into 80. And there they go. NASDAQ's going to do it. ES is going to do it. All right, now let's see the Russell. Russell should do it too. We should hear the Russell pick up now. And it's not. All right, it's not, but we got at least two you know, correlated markets doing this. The really great read happened here when we saw this breakout of the range. We talked about it right before it happened here in the scenario we were looking for, and then it unfolded. And it was just nice to hear all of them go together. So that gave us a pretty good feeling then that we're going to trade up into, it was right in here. So it was around 68 or 69 because the first one we were looking to take off some was at 72. Okay, and then we're looking for a continuation. We also talked about maybe it comes up to about 77. But the liquidity is up here at 80, right? So we're still kind of holding and waiting for 80 here. Yeah, let me just show you here, Truman, about the ICE. If you go to, I think it's DX feed bookmap, or bookmap DX feed, and you scroll down. Yeah, here's ICE right here. It's $219 a month, right? So now that's from DX feed. For Rhythmic, I don't know what it is. You'll have to yeah, maybe I don't know if it's offered on Rhythmic. I mean, I know it's offered on Rhythmic. Talk to your broker, or I think you can reach out to support. Okay, so that 77 level, it made some sense in here, right? 77.5. Now, see, things are kind of changing a little bit. The 80 is still here. 80 liquidity is here still. But there's more liquidity up in here around 77 just coming in now, and we found some sellers. So anyway, that's okay, here comes our euro dollar selling off. Okay, that's dollar strength. So that's not what we're looking for. Okay, let's see. We're back up here. Do we get buyers? Starting to. Let's see if we hear it here from NASDAQ and Russell. Nothing yet. Quiet. All quiet. I think the dollar index futures. Yeah, it's on the ICE. Yeah. All right, guys. Looks good for the 80. At least S&P. Now NASDAQ's starting to pick up. Russell's not. S&P, it looks good. Come on, NASDAQ. Get a little push here. Dollar index, that's good. Dollar index, euro dollar, that's good. Let's see. NASDAQ, Russell, nothing. All right, guys. Well, it's European close is coming up, and it's time for Tom B. He'll start in about 5 minutes or so. He's a volume profile trader, and it will continue with our education. Yep, that's on YouTube and Discord. So take a look at that. Yeah, he'll be starting and go for about an hour and a half or so. If you're interested in continuing, some really great education over there. Followed by Doug, options with Doug, a really clear, one of the best and clearest trading strategies I've ever seen. You would really do yourself a favor to continue on with some of these other traders and educators over on Bookmap in Discord, as well as in our YouTube channel here. Yeah, really, guys, you gotta go. I mean, there's really great stuff over there. And it'll continue on the rest of the day. After that, we have the Algo Boys as well. All right, so yeah, good trading, everybody. If you like this, hit the like button for us. That really helps. Please subscribe to the channel. That also really helps us here. And then we can continue on with this kind of education. Noah, I totally agree. Doug's videos are amazing. Like I said, this is one of the clearest and like, I don't know, I think best trading strategies I've ever seen. You'll really benefit, I think, from it. Tom B, just a wealth of experience, volume profile trading, very clear in his education, as well, with some very straightforward trading strategies. You guys are doing yourself a discredit by not going, or disservice. Anyway, guys, we're almost there at 80. Would love to see this here. We're starting to see look at the Russell pick up, NASDAQ. Yeah, they're all starting to pick up here. So we're looking for the move into 80. That's it. All right. Well, that doesn't give me too much comfort here. We might hear the opposite hit hard here. So if it starts to happen, I'd exit the trade. You know, I'm not going to have it go against me, come back down into like 72 again. I'll take some off at 77, exit the trade. Look, it's still in an uptrend, guys. So you can see, higher highs. It's still in play, right? So anyway, you guys got the gist of it here. Arthur, you had a question, I think, about, I kind of got lost in here about you're looking for something else. Maybe we can talk about that on the next time. Another market pulse. Yeah, sure. Absolutely. You can add another market pulse profile in there. You should be able to add. You can add two for the same thing. Guys, look at the breakout here, or the move up into 80 and strong volume. So looking for still continuation here, 83, 85. It looks good. Still looks good. All right. Okay. Have a good day, everybody. Thanks for subscribing or clicking the like button. Like I said, it really helps us. Then we will catch up with you on Monday. All right. Don't forget, Tom B, options with Doug, Algo Boys, all lined up next. Thanks. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.